Hello all. So I've been getting a fair amount of my friends suddenly asking me about Diablo 3. This could be because I have a beta key, something that many of them have not been lucky in getting just yet. Though, trust me guys, you'll probably be thankful because then you won't dread leveling through the first chapter again. uh, so with all these questions in mind, I'm gonna try and answer them all in this video for everybody so you can get Diablo 3 beta impressions mostly style. Couple of disclaimers: I do not own Blizzard, Diablo 3, or anything that is related to the game in that regard. The only things I do own for this video is my opinions, my voice, and the names of my characters. But when the time spent to actually make all these characters and everything. The video will be pretty much a video of my opinions and my impressions. I'm going to try and remain as neutral as possible, but please understand that the Wizard and the Demon Hunter is my favorite for this, so I'm maybe a bit more inclined to say more about them just because I know more about them. Also, if you hear my heater, I'm sorry about that, but my room is extremely cold and I'm not going to turn it off. Let's get started. I personally think the game's ready to be shipped out right now. I always seem to lag when I first start up, but yeah, the whole entire game seems ready in my opinion. But of course it's Blizzard doing their finishing touches, which is normal. I mean, it wouldn't be Blizzard if they didn't actually care enough about their players to go on and put as much detail into the game as they can. So, yeah, I'd say it's great, it's wonderful. You can only play normal mode in beta, so I don't know how Nightmare and Inferno levels are going to be like, but I'm saying that until I got in a year, it was quite hard on normal, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Well, as I said, it's only possible to play normal mode, which means that you're only getting an idea of how it is on the surface. The thing is that I did find until I got some gear, it was pretty difficult, especially if I ended up pulling too much stuff. But otherwise, not too bad. How am I lagging suddenly? Okay. I don't understand why that happened, but hey. So yeah, it's fairly challenging until you manage to get the blacksmith open, because once you get the blacksmith open, you can then pretty much go nuts on your gear, and at that point you're pretty much all set. Because I mean, you can see here I've got 3 rare items and then uncommon for everything else. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're a long-time WoW player, you're gonna notice sorry, that blues are uncommon, yellow is rare, and then I think it's purple for the epics and orange for the legendaries. Not 100% certain on that. I really should check into it. There is 5 classes, 2 melee, 2 casters, 1 ranged. Thinking about the mass amount of people who are going to be coming from WoW to Diablo, you can sort of match up each of the characters with 2 of the classes in WoW. There is the Barbarian, which is kind of like a warrior and a druid, feral druid. Let me go into this so I can actually spin them around. So yeah, it's like a warrior and a feral druid. So cleave, hammer the ancients, ground stomp, leap attack. Ruthlessness is her skills. Then you have Demon Hunter, which is kind of like a hunter and a death knight. And then you have the monk, which is kind of like a paladin and a rogue. Mostly because you have to use this to build up your spirit so that you can use your other stuff. So, and then you have the wizard, who is like a mage and a priest. Because later levels they actually do get shields they can toss on other people and everything. And then witch doctor, sorry, is like a shaman and a warlock. As you can see, she doesn't have anything there because I didn't get her to level 10 yet. But she's managed to finish everything. So I'll show game footage of each one and explain them a little bit better. But for now, continue with the questions, I guess. In my opinion, Demon Hunter and Wizard thing is that I know I'm gonna roll both of them because I'm enjoying them immensely, but everybody's got their own opinions, everybody's got their own choices. When I go over each individual class, it'll probably give people a better idea of just what they're gonna want to play based on their play styles. My playstyle is very much in line with the Demon Hunter and the Wizard, and I especially like the attitude of the Demon Hunter. Which is why which is why Demon Hunter is going to be my first one, without a doubt. And then Wizard, if I have time or I get bored of playing the Demon Hunter for a little bit and want a little bit of a change. Even though I don't see myself getting bored of the Demon Hunter. I'm probably going to be just busy trying to level both of them at the same time. Whee! Keep in mind each class can kind of specialize in one thing or another. But, you know, like at least what I found in the lower levels is that some of them are better at some things than others. For example, warriors are great for AoE, whereas monk, their melee counterpart, is better at single target. It takes a monk a little bit of time to build up into an AoE combo, whereas warrior just automatically cleave, cleave, cleave. For casters, mages can pretty much either blast everything in sight, or they can blast one target really, really well, whereas the witch doctor is much better at sitting back and letting other things kill for it, including the spell Haunt. It's like when it kills a target, it'll then move on and kill another one. So it's like you only really need to cast it once if you do enough damage with it. For the Demon Hunter is probably the only wild card, and that it's like you can do phenomenal single target or phenomenal multi-target. So it's like it's either or with a Demon Hunter. I think I've said it a few times, but Demon Hunter first, Wizard second. If I can do both of them at the same time, I'm going to do so. Otherwise, it's definitely going to be the Demon Hunter first. So, anyways, I think that's enough of me yapping. So I'm going to get to the actual playthrough and let you see each of these characters. Alright, here we are on Barbarian. I managed to go and get a Jar of Souls event. I'm going to try and do this with each character, because it's probably the best event to go and show how well they play versus large group tactics. So yeah, my Barbarian here has extremely nice weapon, does 18.7 DPS. As you can see, pretty much lots of really good quality items. So yeah, the Barbarian specializes in massive AoE from melee range. So I've got Cleave with my rune onto it that causes any enemy that is slain by the Cleave to explode, which then damages any that is around it, of course. Hammer of the Ancients has Rolling Thunder, which means that it's going to cast a shockwave out front of it. I have a Leap Attack, and I have Ground Stomp. Now, they changed the skill menu. It used to be that you just had all these skills all together and it was really difficult to try and choose from it. But now they have it that it's like you can come in here and choose stuff, as you can see. Yeah, I'm not going to be bothering with that one. But they have the runes for each one that you can go with. You can change your skills at any time. There's going to be a cooldown onto it when you do. So keep that in mind when you change, that you don't go running into battle right afterwards. So yeah, there's Threatening Shout and Ground Stomp here. Not going to be able to get that even though it's what I want, because I prefer it to the Leap Attack, but that's my choice. And then, of course, Charge. I'd rather have that as well. You can't open up these ones, so I can't show you at the moment, but passive ones. So yeah. So that's that, and let's show you how fast a Barbarian can kill stuff. Even though he's gonna run around and start killing stuff while we wait. Come on. If I can keep out of his range, he'll just not attack stuff. But he's got fairly good gear on as well, so. Alright, here we go. Now we've got a nice amount of them. So yeah, Barbarian. Never worry about having a huge amount of monsters. Unlike the monk, the Barbarian just automatically has massive AoE damage. Monk has to build up to it, sadly. So it's like you can't just go in and grab a whole bunch of them, you actually have to build up into your AoE as a monk. But that's fine. Let's see what I got. Creates a chance that threatened enemies will drop treasure. Well, that's kinda nice, I guess. And of course I got Frenzy. But I'm not gonna use Frenzy. I don't particularly like it. So that's Barbarian. Definitely great AoE damage, especially when you first get Cleave. I definitely suggest changing Cleave as soon as you get it, because even without a rune, it's really powerful. Especially versus one target or multiple targets. The only drawback to the Barbarian is that stuff must be in front of you. So, unless of course you go with Rend as your secondary skill, since it is a whirlwind type effect. Until you get Whirlwind anyway, and then that's what you want to go with. Alright, So here I am with Demon Hunter Jar Souls event again. Again, fairly well geared, so I mean, gonna have an easy time with this one. And of course, skills. These are the ones I went absolutely crazy to try and get. This pissed me off. You have to get to level 12 before you can get that. So yeah, Hungering Arrow is nice, but Bola Shot definitely is the one you want to go with. Tangling Shot I found was practically useless. It really doesn't do anything. Rapid Fire is nice, but Chakram does so much more damage than Impale or Rapid Fire, and it takes up less of your hatred overall, because this one will continue to use your hatred as you do it. And that one, of course, it's like most of your hatred in one shot. Strafe is also really nice, and I'm probably going to end up using Strafe for this event, along with a couple of Bolo shots. So yes, I know you have a super-powered weapon that lets you one-shot stuff my Templar, but you really shouldn't be doing it. Arg. I'm just waiting for the massive wave to come out. There we go, finally. Okay. So, as you can see, Demon Hunters can take care of themselves. So yeah. That's Demon Hunter. Okay, here we are with my monk. Wasn't lucky enough to get Jar of Souls on him, so... But I did get Matriarch's Bones, which is also another huge event that you can do. So yeah, for him, not as many rares as my other characters, but his gear is still the best I could create from the blacksmith. So I mean, he's not shabby or anything like that. His skills, I've gone with a mixture of fairly nice attacks overall. I could have gone with this, but I prefer the lashing tail kick. I also went with the heal over blind for his defensive, and of course conviction. All I can get is evasion, which is more dodge. Guardian's Path. I honestly found that one was more important in my opinion. So let's get my dodge up. But here you'll be able to see how it takes the monk a little bit to go and build up into an AoE attack rather than just boom, done. So it takes 3 attacks to get into the AoE for it. So yeah, they're much better at single target overall, but you can AoE with them. Lashing tail kick isn't as powerful in my opinion. Get some here so that I can show you what I mean. See, it can AoE, but I think that's more just because I'm severely overpowered, and it requires so much spirit to cast it though. that it's not really a spammable AoE, unlike Barbarian, which can just go along and be like, I'm going to spam my AoE because it costs me nothing. But yeah, the other downside to the monk's AoE is that, as you can see, it goes out in 3 directions. It's not conal, it's direct. So if something is far enough out between the 2 parts, it's not going to get hit. So that's the downside to the monk's spammable AoE. You know, it's not really spammable, but yeah. Rather, it's not really an AoE, I guess. Whatever. On to the next. So far, it's looking like my monk is the only unlucky one. So, Jar Soul's event on the Witch Doctor. As I said, Witch Doctor is the type that she pretty much sits back and lets other things kill for her. She doesn't really kill herself, because Haunt is... yeah. But it's better than the alternative, which is a Poison Dart type thing. Her gear, fairly well geared, more DPS than the monk had, so I mean, you'd think stuff would die faster, but where the Witch Doctor tends to rely on other things to kill for her, it really doesn't seem like it overall. So I mean, since I gotta wait for this stuff anyway. So yeah, Poison Dart, which is alright, it does a fair amount of damage, but it's not as good as Haunt in my opinion. Corpse Spiders and Plague of Toads are almost useless compared to Grasp of the Dead. Zombie Dogs are definitely better than the Hex. Hex is great if you're against a really strong enemy because it will turn anything except a absolute boss into a chicken. And then of course Horrify just scares everything away. So yeah, Grasp of the Dead. So I mean, as you can see, toss out a few haunts, put down another grasp, stuff just dies, and as you can see, the haunts are leaping off to other enemies as they kill. So I mean, it's mostly a sit back and let it play itself character. I personally don't like the playstyle. I find Witch Doctors are just too powerful for their level. And if you notice, watch the mana. I can't use it fast enough to force it to go down far enough that you run out. It's impossible with the Witch Doctor. You just can't run out of mana. Which has been a complaint with many at the moment, is that it's like you don't have to think about what you're doing because you regen your mana too damn fast, no matter what you do. So, anyways, off to the wizard and the final one. Yeah, my monk's definitely the unlucky one. So here we are on the wizard. I'm actually going to dismiss my Templar for now because I really want to show what I mean by the fact that the wizard can take care of itself. A lot of people would think, especially based on older Diablos, how wizards were extremely squishy, but they've actually made them on par with the other characters for survival now. So here we go. You can see I've got fairly good items for them. Anything I could craft from the blacksmith, plus a couple of other things that I was lucky enough to find that dropped off the last boss. That was created. So I mean, he's well off, and let me show you what I mean by the fact that a wizard can take care of themselves now. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, diamond skin, wave of force. And voila! As you can see, wizards can take care of themselves now. So for everybody who loved wizard but hated how squishy they were, they're not anymore. So yeah, that's my quick walkthrough. I hope that has helped you out some, so that you can see everything that's going on. Yeah, all the various things that are available now. Yay, somebody bought my item. Okay. But, yeah, as you can see, that's Diablo 3 beta, first impressions, messy style, of course. I hope it helps people choose what they want to play. As I've said myself, I know exactly what I'm going to be playing, so that's not a problem for me. There we go. And yeah, I hope to see everybody in D3 soon. Ciao.